So let's get into that Boston Celtics versus Miami Heat series because this is gonna be a good one too. A lot of people didn't expect the Heat to even be here. Obviously, they beat the Bucks in the first round, which was incredible. And honestly, them beating up on the New York Knicks was pretty incredible too. They definitely handed them some nice losses. So now you got the Celtics, who had a tough fought series against Philadelphia 76ers, coming in. Who you got in this one? Should I even ask this question?
I mean, yeah, you don't even got to ask. You already know who I got, but let me tell you why. Obviously, taking Giannis out the picture, whole different Bucks team, not even close to being a dominant Bucks team. Like no Giannis, that's an average team. Even when he came back,
That's
he
true.
wasn't 100%, and at that point, they already took the lead.
Yeah.
But
He was out
still,
2.5 games. That's true.
exactly,
Yeah.
still great series for the Heat because they even lost Tyler Hero as well. Um, the Knicks, I remember you had the Knicks. I had the Heat.
Nah, I
I
had
had
the
no
Heat
trust.
actually. I had the Heat in 6.
So you had the Heat too.
Yeah, I had the Heat 6.
Oh, I would
Yeah.
say yeah. I would say because I think it was like one game last series that we had different picks.
Hmm.
No, that's what it was. I had Knicks and you had Heat.
Yeah, I had the Heat in
Yeah,
6
I had
because
Knicks. I had Knicks in 7. So that was it. So another one I definitely didn't um expect much out of the Knicks because I don't trust them. But I thought, hey, without no other firepower, Knicks should be able to walk away in a 7 game series. It wasn't even close. And it's all because of fucking
yeah.
Jimmy Butler. At this point, he don't
Mm.
think that he has a playoff Jimmy button, but it's clear today that he does.
Where does
Obviously,
he get that from? Like, literally, it's that
honestly,
energy, bro.
he he's a talent and he's a dog. But man, when the lights are bright, he definitely shines. And I'll be honest, he's it's not always. Can't think about it.
No, sure.
Technically never won anything, never
Early
made
in
a
his career, he
finals,
had
you know.
bad
So
playoff series too.
yes, he's the dog. That's what I'm saying. Yes, he's the dog. Yes, he comes off. But at this point, what we've seen from him since he's gotten to the Heat has been a whole nother level. And he's
Yeah.
finally got a chance to show that he is that dog, he is that alpha, he's the man. And at this point, he just needs the help. So this is going to be a good series with deep teams. Obviously, like I said, they lost Tyler Hero, but
Yeah.
at this point, to some, I'll be honest, I keep seeing and hearing this. I don't really necessarily agree, but to some, apparently Bam Adebayo is having the best playoff of his life.
I mean,
I
if you look at
I
his defensive stats, then yeah, he is.
defensive,
Defensively, got over two and a half
he's
blocks.
doing great. Uh, but not in this series though. Like not in the playoffs. Throughout the year, he was great. But I'm saying like everyone's saying he's having the best playoffs ever, giving you 18 points, 9 rebounds, 3 assists, and a steal, and half a block. To me, that's great, but that's average for a second player and already average for him. Um, but at this point, he's getting a lot more attention, a lot more looks now that Tyler Hero's out of the way.
Yeah, that's true.
But between Gabe Vincent, Oladipo, Struss, like check this out, because we got a deep bench, but obviously with Tyler Hero coming out the picture, we was all gonna be like, who's gonna give you that 20 points?
Right.
So Jimmy's giving you 30, 31. Bam's giving you
What you
18.
need.
The rest of the team decided we all stepping up. Vincent's giving you 11. Oladipo's
Hmm.
giving you 11. Struss is giving you 10. Caleb Martin's giving you 10. And Kyle Lowry's giving you 10. With
Hmm.
Duncan Robinson and Kevin Love both coming off the bench giving you 8 and 7.
Right.
At this point,
Duncan's been
everyone in
playing good too.
Miami is stepping up. At this point, you have to play Duncan because you ain't got no other real shooters besides Caleb and Vincent a little bit. So at this point, everyone, oh, and Struss. At this point, everyone's stepping up and they've been playing phenomenal basketball. I
That's
love what
true.
I'm seeing from them.
Yeah, they definitely been playing amazing, and they showed that the role guys can actually shoot threes to beat the Knicks. That's what they showed. I mean, Tyler Hero was giving you almost 22 points a game, and that's a lot of missing points. Obviously, you said like you said, Bam Adebayo was taking a lot more shots in that New York series, but definitely Caleb Martin stepped it up. I think I got to give him some. And even though Duncan Robinson, we love to always give it to him on his defense, but my man's just been stepping it up, shooting a lot of great threes and making them at the right moments, exactly when they were either tied or just about 5 points ahead, and they needed to make a big push. Duncan Robinson will be there and make some threes happen.
No, 100%. And on the other side, I mean, you just got a two-headed monster, Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown. Jalen's giving you 25. Jason's giving you 28. Marcus Smart is rounding it up with 15. Same with Malcolm Brogdon coming off the bench, giving us 15. And then Derek White, whether he's starting or coming off the bench, because sometimes they switch up the lineup, but they have been adding him as a starter a lot lately. He's giving us 12, 13. So not as deep as the Heat, but we don't need to be. We have two superstars, two all-stars, two top. Well, one's a top 5 player. I want to say Jaylen Brown's easily maybe top 15. He's shown this year that he's that guy.
Yeah, and shout out to Jason Tatum, got that first team All NBA, and Jaylen Brown got that All Team second NBA. So both of them.
That's what I'm saying.
Team.
At that point, he's top 15 players in the NBA
and top 4 in his position, pretty much.
Exactly. So
in the East, I should say. All right, or no.
Honestly, no.
My bad.
That's for the whole NBA.
Yeah. Because I'm looking at. I was thinking about the other.
Yeah, think about it. Devin Booker, Donovan Mitchell. And for me as a Celtics fan, those are toss-ups. Because I'll choose Jaylen Brown one-on-one.
No, but it was
Booker any day. But think about who else.
That was it, though. Yeah, you're right. That was it. That was those three, and then because Donovan Mitchell made it to the first team, and then Devin Booker, I think he was first or second team. I forgot.
I actually think Devin was second team because I remember a lot of people giving a lot of slack, like they didn't like some of the selections. But at this point, he's definitely both of them are top talents in the NBA. Jason Tatum a little bit inconsistent. It's funny because I seen JJ Redick, obviously after his 51 point game, or 52, 48 for 51. He had a 51 point game. Amazing.
Best in the NBA history, bro.
Bro, I was at the bar just with my Tatum jersey on, loving every second of it. That third and fourth quarter, he's hitting every three, breaking everyone down in their face. Like it was phenomenal, and I love it because everything they sent his way didn't matter. Like literally, I understand. I think I was too young, and not even too young, but I'll be honest, my IQ and understanding of the game has just grown a lot now that I'm 30 from when I was 18, 19.
Of course. That happens when watching more basketball, with definitely watching certain plays, watching the in and outs now that we do,
Right. So now I know a lot more. I didn't understand how great LeBron's Game 6 in Boston game was. Obviously, Doc Rivers mentioned Jason Tatum's was the second best game he's ever seen.
That game was insane. That 2008 game.
Yeah.
Game 6 in Boston. LeBron was down 3-2. He had to win the next two.
Wow.
Are you talking about the one in Miami?
Yeah, no, I'm talking about the one in Miami.
Because I was thinking about the one where he got to the finals, first time in the Cavs. He played a great game against the big three that second year after you guys beat him, that first time.
Gotcha. Yeah. But no, I'm talking about 12, and as I say, I was still 19, but I didn't understand the nuances of the game like I do now. Watching Jason Tatum beat over 5 different types of coverage last night was phenomenal. Tobias Harris, too slow, too not even he's strong, but too slow and too strong. His combo's not good. Maxey coming off the screen too easy. What's his face? Not another like combo guard they was throwing at him. Not Maxey.
I mean, they threw forecast at him and he couldn't do nothing. And they threw
Milton. That's who it was.
They had Milton on him. Yep. They couldn't do nothing on him.
Couldn't do that. And then at this point, now they're.
I mean, Harden tried too.
Yeah, but they didn't try that much.
Not even, but third quarter, he tried on one of them, and Jason Tatum just took it to him right
Well,
inside.
that's what I'm saying. Because at this point now in the third quarter, that's why the third quarter was literally amazing to me. Because I've seen at least 4 to 5 in that quarter. They've tried all different types of defenders. Now they're coming off having Embiid drop off the screen. That wasn't working. Having Embiid hedge off the screen, Tatum's cooking him. Having Embiid switch off the screen, Tatum's cooking him. Having Embiid switch off the screen and still have the guard or the forward come and double, Tatum's finding open passing lanes. Having anytime he would, I'm watching them, two people fight him to come off the screen. Anytime he would come off a backdoor screen, the two people are staying on him for a few seconds to make it so he doesn't get that ball. When he would get his back to the basket and find a way to post up, doubling him right off the jump just for him to spin back door to a wide open layup to get, fouled by and beat. Like watching,
like
he was beating absolutely every single coverage.
Every
and that's why Doc really said, like, he second to LeBron, he's never seen a game like that. And I understand why he said that, because he tried everything he could. Like, at the end of the day, people are blaming him for
he threw all the bag out there, bro.
But
I'm with you on there.
Everything
out there
yesterday. He threw everything in the kitchen sink. And at the end of the day, they could have.
Dare I say it? Because this might sound crazy too, but I think it sounds perfect for what I'm about to say. I think it reminded me of how Kobe used to play. My man just put his head down and was like, I'm taking this game 7 and I'm just gonna win this by myself. Like Kobe didn't do that on game 7s. He just did that sometimes in a regular season game where he would just be like, all right, this game I'm taking to myself and I'm gonna win this game. Like my man used every single thing, turnaround jumpers, like you said, going inside, left, right, passing it to the outside, and letting other guys shoot threes too. But just he went in his bag. You're right.
100%, and he was talking. That's why I know when Jason's in his bag, when he's talking shit, like he was turning around like, this is my shit. When he hit a three in Tatum, or when he hit a three in Embiid's face in the corner, when he had 48 points, hit a three in Embiid's face to hit 51, he just turned around. Like, the fact that he knew, like, he was like, it wasn't even one of those, like, I'm just going off. He was conscious of everything he was doing, how many points he needed, what he had. Like, I'm not gonna say the whole game, but at a certain point, they probably said, like, we're up 25, you got 45, and he's like, I'm still in. I'm still in. So, like, he did everything he could.
Honestly, you want to have a statement game like that, especially going into the next series, like you're gonna have Miami versus Boston, because you want to scare the Miami team and show them, like, okay, this is what he can do to you guys as well. And I don't know if they can stop that.
And that's a problem. That's why, obviously, I already know I'm picking Celtics, but I'm telling y'all why.
I want to know, if
they stop Tatum, you still got Jaylen Brown. You're not stopping both of them. That's my point. Right. You're not stopping both of them. We take this series, drop Jimmy's 31 to under 24-25. We win the series.
And you guys play great defense. Like I said, you guys are third, and this is out of the 16 teams that made the playoffs. Third in defensive efficiency in these playoffs. Lakers and Denver were number 1 and 2, but you guys played great. I think it's just because you guys had one game against Philadelphia where
they blew us out.
It was like almost a 30-point game. Yeah, so that really brought your.
After that, we held them under 90 twice.
Exactly. That's what brought you up. You guys also played a lot of games. You played a 6-game series in the first series, and then you have a 7-game series, second series, where no other team has played that many games, pretty much. So, or the teams that are left in the playoffs, at least, haven't played that many games. So you guys have played the most games, and with counting all 4 teams. But real quick, before we go into who you got for this one, we were talking about the All NBA, and so I'm gonna give you the first team All NBA.
Yeah, let us know.
Giannis Antetokounmpo, Luka Doncic, Joel Embiid, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, and Jason Tatum.
That's what it was. Team. Yes. That's what people were complaining about. A lot of people thought Booker should have won over Shai.
Yeah. But listen to this. Second team, Jaylen Brown, Jimmy Butler, Steph Curry, Jokic, and Mitchell. Now,
Who's third team?
Third team is Fox, LeBron, Lillard, Randall, and Sabonis. And Booker didn't even make it. Booker
That's what
got
it
snubbed.
was. Okay, because I'm like, so
Booker
people were
got
complaining
snubbed.
about Booker a lot, and that's what it was. He didn't make a team. That's outrageous.
That's
outrageous.
You know what? Like, looking at his playoffs, you're like, damn.
That's outrageous. Yes. Now, okay, Luka, I understand.
Oh, no, first
Shea,
team, no.
I'm not
you
even
got to
gonna
look
be
at
mad.
second
Shea,
or third.
I'm not even going to be mad. Yeah. Who was second?
So
Jalen?
second, you got either Steph Curry, or Donovan Mitchell, and then third team you got De'Aaron Fox and Damian Lillard, which Dame averaged 32 points a game. I would probably take De'Aaron Fox out of there, 25, 4, and 6, even though they were.
You got to give it to him over Darren. Yep, 100%. I would say yes. Yep.
Yeah, but I think he got snubbed too. Looking at his playoff performance, he looked incredible. One of the best playoffs that I've seen from a player trying to will his team in there, because KD definitely wasn't playing good. But
KD was getting locked up all playoffs, bro. That's not even.
He was actually, he was getting double teamed.
People are not even. No, he was really getting like
double teamed.
The other player, like bro, like I said, Tatum found a way to beat coverages. Same thing with last year playoffs when we swept the Nets. We put cuffs on his ass. KD can't beat defensive coverages, bro. And as long as you get him off his game
when you guys played him against Brooklyn, that was
his ass.
Yeah, you guys tore him up there and held him down, locked him up. But that was a lot. Like Marcus Smart was even holding him down. I was like, damn, how you have like a little guy like that holding him down, 7-foot shooter, but he was.
But
this series right here, Miami Heat versus Boston Celtics, because I didn't give you who I had yet. I think it's still going to be an interesting series. You know, they did play pretty much the last 3 years in a row, and you had Miami going to the finals 1 year, and then you had Boston getting to the finals 1 year.
In both 7-game series.
So I don't think this one's going to be 7.
No, me either. I got a 6.
I don't think this one's going to be 6.
You got a 5?
I think this one's going to be a 5-game series. I think Boston's going to take it. I think that you guys have figured out. Games. Yeah. You guys will figure out how to defend Jimmy pretty easily after game 2, because you know, obviously it's going to be at home for Boston. I don't expect you guys to lose game 1 or 2. You guys are up 2-0. You're going to win 1 in Miami, probably game 3 or 4. Jimmy might have 1 game in him, and then coming back to Boston, you guys take it, and you guys have a little bit of rest going into the finals. Celtics.
So I got 6, because here's my thing. Jimmy averaged 21, 11, and 4 in only 2 games he played against us this season. He was injured a little bit towards the end of the year. Bam averaged 25, 9, and 3. The problem is we can drop. That's what I'm saying. The problem is we're gonna find a way to stop Butler. Like I said, stop him is keeping him under 25. Like that's a success for us.
Yeah,
dropping 5, 6 points off his average and making the team find those 6, 7 shots somewhere else. People might not think that's a big deal, but that's a big deal.
It's a huge deal. That's
not just 6, 7 shots. That's 6, 7 makes.
Right.
You need 18 shots to get those 6, 7 mates if we take them away from Butler. So that's a huge deal. But the problem is we're gonna, and I don't know how, because I can't fathom how he does this, but we're gonna give Bam a 30-point game. Every time we play them, he gets 1 game, bro. One game where he goes off. Last year in the playoffs, 1 game he had 30. 2 years ago in the bubble, he actually ate us up.
Remember that?
He actually ate us up. And this year,
and he was averaging like 28 and 10, something like that.
Yeah, he actually ate us up. And this year, the 1 game that he went off, Butler wasn't even playing. This man averaged like 38. Or not average, but he had like a 28-point game, a 30-something point game, like. So that's what I'm saying.
It's tough. You guys don't have big guys.
But we do. We just literally stopped Embiid. So trust me, Bam's not gonna scare me, because Bam, all he has is those little hook shots, little floaters in the mid range. But the problem is we start to forget about him in the middle of the series because he's not playing good. We've already locked him down. Now we're trying to focus more on the shooters, more on the other role players. And then game 3 or 4, he fucking comes out just somehow finding open dunks left and right. And so it's not even like he's gonna show out, but like
Right,
we're
you
gonna
guys
give him
focus
a game.
on somebody else in one game, and then he just happens to be the focus, the
Yeah,
offensive focus in that game, and then they keep going to him in the post, or he starts hitting some
because he
mid-range
can't one on
shots.
one. He's not beating Robert Williams or Al Horford.
I was gonna say Robert Williams. I need to see against them all day in this series. That's what I want to see all day
He's gonna
against
start
them.
with Horford because Horford's
Yeah,
gonna bring him out
that's
of
that's
the
what you're gonna
paint.
start with for sure.
That's the thing. We're gonna bring him out the paint to Horford's gonna
Yeah,
threaten that 3-point shot so we get open paint. Because without Bam Adebayo and he's not even that big, without Bam they have no paint presence.
that's true.
None
But
at
I'm
all.
just looking at it. I'm looking ahead because I want to see. I really do want to see your big guys play well in this series. That's going to be huge for me because I'm looking ahead into the finals as well. Looking into who they're going to have to play. Looking at the West, they both got big guys down low, so you're going to have to start that here. Start to hold down the big man, even though Bam is not a big man like a 7 footer like AD or
We can't
Jokic.
let him go off.
You can't
Cause
let
that's the
him
thing. If
back you
we if
down.
we if we drop Jimmy, I would say he can't bag nobody down. And I'm not
He
even talking about the
he can
Celtics.
he can, but he does the little back down and then he'll turn around, stop, and shoot like a jumper, like a 10 foot
That's
jumper
some
where his backboard
stupid
and he makes
ass.
it
Like yeah.
like a little
Um,
like
but,
yeah. He
but
likes to
we're
hit
not
those
even
back.
starting Robert Williams.
I
We're
mean,
gonna we're
I mean,
gonna start Horford and we're gonna start JT at the 4, and more than likely
you're right.
we're gonna have to put JT and Jimmy. Jimmy and JT is about to be a fucking matchup. That's about to be a
Yo, what if
matchup.
they both go for 50? That's what I
That's what I'm
want to
saying.
see.
It's gonna be a great matchup. And then I'm trying to
It's
think.
gonna be
I
great.
think Gabe Vincent is gonna have to be guarded by Brown. I think he's their next best threat. This playoffs, he's been playing great.
Yeah, he
But
has.
I
No,
think
I
I
mean,
think Gabe
since
Vincent
Tyler
is
Hero's
gonna be
been
the
out,
best person.
Gabe Vincent's
Oh,
been playing great.
honestly, no,
And
because
Gabe,
he's starting over. How about I say Gabe is starting over Lowry, so
yeah,
Smart is
yes,
gonna guard Gabe,
yeah.
and
I mean,
I
once
think
Lowry
you're right,
gets in, it's gonna
Caleb
be
Martin.
Derek White against Lowry. Obviously, you're gonna have Caleb. Maybe you're gonna have Jalen Brown doing or having guys like Caleb Martin and
Max
like we
Truss,
were saying, yeah, maybe
Jalen
even
Brown, or Oladipo.
Oladipo. Yep. Well, no, Oladipo's not playing
He's
first
done
game
again.
supposedly out
He's
first game, but
just starting to
maybe
come up a
second,
little bit. Yeah.
maybe second game he'll be back in. We'll see. We'll see.
But
We'll
yeah,
see.
at the
But
end of the day,
that's why I got without
I
Hero,
would
without
say,
Oladipo, they're missing a lot.
and as I say, without the Bucks without Giannis was a way different defensive team, even though they're one of the best teams defensively throughout the season. Knicks weren't even good defensively. While these role players are playing great, they have not played a team like the Celtics in the playoffs yet. And like I
I
said,
agree with you.
without Hero, I really do think they're gonna run into a lot of problems. On bro, they have one, two, three, four, five people averaging double digits that I promise you
And they
only
would have
two to
had,
three of them are not gonna have like I
yeah, they're
promise you.
not
So
gonna
you
do it.
got you got Gabe Vincent and Kyle Lowry as the 2 point guards. One of them, one backup, one starter. One of them is not getting double digits. I think is Lowry. And I
I
think maybe
agree.
the games that Lowry scored double digits, then Gabe Vincent won't. You know what I mean?
I
They're
agree.
both
Yeah,
not gonna
I definitely
average
agree
double
with that.
digits. The
What
other
I
two are Struss and Oladipo, two shooting guards. Both of them are not going to average double digits. And the last one's Caleb. I do
and
think
Oladipo's not
he
even
might
playing
be the
first
only
game,
one.
so
Like, right. Yeah. So, yeah. So Gabe Vincent and Caleb Martin, one of them is not averaging double digits. So I think
right.
only two of those four role players average double digits a series.
Yeah, so then you're gonna have 3 out of 5 of Miami players averaging double digits, which is gonna hurt them a lot. What I will say though is this: imagine if Miami had a full squad and with Tyler Hero. I don't know if you remember, but we talked about a little bit about a possible Miami matchup versus the Celtics early when Miami was gonna get in the play-in, and they didn't have the chance to play against the Celtics. But I did say that they would play the Celtics very tough if they had Tyler Hero. I'll be honest, I possibly would have taken Miami. Just how good they play
So,
you
yes
guys.
and no. Um, like I
For
said, the
me, that would
only
have been my
three
prediction.
teams
A game
that
7.
scared me in the East were always the Bucks, the Sixers, and the Heat. I don't care that they were an eighth seed. They're very well coached. They're deep and they have a great team. They defend well. They shoot well.
Yep.
They're always a threat.
Yep.
With Hero, yes, it's a 7 game series. It's gonna be a toss up. Um,
Yep.
but with
Awesome.
Hero,
Exactly.
you're not seeing 31-point Jimmy. With Hero,
No, you're right.
we're not
You're right.
getting Timothy Butler.
You're not
With
get
Hero, we're getting a
not getting
very
Timothy.
great average Heat team where Jimmy's giving you 25, Hero's giving you 20, Bam's giving you 15, and only two more people are scoring double digits.
You're right. You're not gonna get that, but I do think it's gonna be
This team is
a lot
actually
less
probably
of
more
Bam
dangerous
than Butler though.
because of we don't know where the points are going to come from.
I still think it would be a lot less of Bam and other role guys than it would be a lot less of Butler. I think Butler would still be getting his 25. It's just that, Bam would get less points. You're gonna have Strus and obviously Caleb Martin getting less points. That's what I think would have happened. I
But yes,
don't,
the
because
Heat
I
is a
wouldn't expect.
very tough team, 100% with Tyler Hero. Then it's a very tough series. But at
But
the end of
like I
the
said,
day,
without
Jason
him,
Tatum's averaging 30 and Brown's averaging 30 in the games that they averaged this season. Brown played 3, Jason played 4, and Jason's averaging 30, 10, and 4, while Brown is averaging 38 and 4. So
they
both of
deserve
them
those
are
all
going to go off.
NBAs.
Yeah, they're both going to go off this series. And like I said, the only defender that I want to say scared of, the only defender that's going to slow either one of them down is Jimmy, and he can't guard both of them.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I don't think that you're gonna have Bam against Jason Tatum much, but I think
They are going to
Bam
try to switch Bam
Adebayo's,
on Brown,
but he's a very underrated defender.
perimeter defender. Yeah, I promise
Very
you they're going to
underrated.
try to switch Bam on Brown. I remember that matchup a couple
Yeah,
years ago.
he was doing that against them. Actually, even last year, I remember that
Yeah,
matchup.
last year as well.
Remember that matchup? Yeah.
He's too slow for Jason Tatum, but Brown is a little bit more sloppy. And if you he's shown that if you can keep a body in front of him, you can kind of stop him. Now, granted, he's
I don't know,
learning to
not
be
this
more of
year.
a bully.
Not
That's what I'm
this
saying.
year,
This year, he's learned to be more of a bully and has no problem shooting
especially with that
over anybody. Like
with that
if he
mask
can't
too.
get by
Like,
you, he will try to break you down one more time and hit that shot, that mid range. So yeah, so as I'm saying, both him and Jason have grown a lot since last year. The performances we're seeing for both of them in the playoffs, like I said, they're averaging 28, 24.
yeah.
Both of them are averaging over 3
And I'll be honest, that first
assists,
series,
doing
the
well.
first playoff series, Jason Tatum didn't play as good as Jaylen Brown.
Oh,
Jaylen
Jalen
Brown
Brown
took over that
killed
first
it.
series. Second series, obviously all Jason Tatum, but first series, a lot of credit to Jaylen Brown for getting them through that Atlanta series. Real quick, who you got for that Larry Brown MVP Western Conference Award?
Jason Tatum again.
You know what? Because last year I went with Jaylen Brown and I didn't get it right, and it was Jason Tatum. You went with Jason Tatum last year again. I'm gonna go with Jaylen Brown again, just like I did last year. I'm hoping
It's
Jaylen
gonna
Brown
be
gets
one
it.
of them, but
Yeah,
at the end of the
right.
day, and here's my thing, and I think I said this last year as well. Uh, Even though last year, who did we face in the conference finals? Was it the Bucks?
It was the Bucks. It was the Bucks.
Yeah, but they didn't have Middleton. But
Game
and I said
seven.
last year,
That's right.
yeah,
They didn't have him.
Giannis gave us everything he had,
Hmm.
fucking everything. But I said last year, and I say this year, for us to win the series, Tatum has to win this award. That's why I picked
See,
Tatum.
I don't think so. I
'Cause
don't
I
agree
think
with that real quick because I
I think
think
it's gonna be a
that you
longer
guys.
series if Jalen Brown is the best scorer this year. This series.
I don't know because even in a regular season, you guys have played so evenly. Jalen and Jason, they played so evenly, around
Yeah,
30 points
bro.
each, that
Yeah.
they like either one of them could literally go off. And just seeing the playoffs, I can't judge just Jason Tatum going off. Like recency bias is one thing. Like yeah, he just went off in a game 7, so you would hope that he can do that same thing. But even watching Curry do that against Memphis or sorry, against the Kings and then go off against the Lakers and not really be able to like have those type of games, it's tough because I think any one of these two guys, both of your guys, are playing so well this year. Any one of them is going to go off in one series, and it could be either one of them.
Yeah, you're right.
But real quick before we end it for this series, who you had?
Celtics in 6.
Celtics in 6, and I got Celtics in 5. I believe in your guys. And in the Western Conference Finals, who you got?
Nuggets in 7.
Nuggets in 7, and I got Lakers in 6. So these are both going to be interesting because we don't have the same finals, and that's going to be definitely interesting. Whoever gets in there, I'll be happy with whatever option gets in
I
there.
would
Even a
love
Nuggets Heat, I'll be happy with.
I wouldn't. I
I would
clearly won't
because
be
I'm.
happy if the
Oh,
Celtics
I'm
don't
sorry.
make
I
it out
know
the
that you're.
East.
Of course, your
Yeah.
Celtics would have lost,
So
but
I won't be happy if the Heat make it out. I will literally, honestly, be so upset, and I probably like I would clearly root for whoever's in the West. I don't care. But
yeah,
either
yeah. You
way,
know what? You
obviously, we make
probably
it.
you
We
should
make it.
you have to at that point. But
Yeah, but
unless it's
I
the
wouldn't
Lakers,
be
so you
mad
can't.
if it's against Nuggets or Lakers. I'll be honest. I would take LeBron winning his fifth ring, the Lakers winning the 18th championship over the Heat winning the fucking ring. I
Damn,
hate.
that's bad because then they would be above you guys in championships. I didn't. Damn, that's crazy. I didn't
That's
expect
fine.
that.
We got the future. LeBron's about to leave to go play with Bronny
That's true.
somewhere.
That's true. But I will say this real quick. In the beginning of the season, I think that we both expected the Boston Celtics to make it to the finals. We both expected it. Even like
Oh
we saw
yes.
what happened with their coach. We knew like they were gonna, have a tough time in some spots, but we both expected them to be like one of the top seeds. And I think we both had them in the finals. Because I know that I had my my Eastern Conference Finals was Philly versus the Celtics, even though that was a second round matchup. But I think we both
Yeah.
had them in the finals, if I remember correctly. Yeah.
I had
But
I had
I'm sure you had Celtics in
I
finals.
no, I
You had to,
definitely had Celtics.
right? You had
But
those
I'm trying to
because my
remember
my Western
who we had.
Conference Finals was in the beginning of the season. I picked Clippers versus Lakers in the Western Conference Finals. Because I thought Clippers were going to be a lot better, and I really thought that LeBron and AD were going to be playing all year, you know. But obviously things changed up where they had to get trades to make it better to get here. But I really thought Clippers were going to be healthy too. So those are my predictions at the beginning of the
I
year.
gotta watch the episode because I think I might have picked Warriors. Cause in my head I'm like, bro, like we didn't expect nothing from them last year and they won, and they didn't lose anybody.
Have them going back
But
to back.
that was before Poole got punched in the face. So that changed a lot.
It
Uh,
changed a lot. That
changed
changed
a
everything.
lot. I
It
had no
changed.
faith in Luca, and that was before we knew he was getting Kyrie. I did
Right.
not
He
have
was
faith in the
alone.
Suns, and that was before they
Right.
had
We
KD.
thought they were regressing actually.
Exactly. I didn't have faith in the Clippers because of health.
That was my thing. I just said
And
that was
I
my only thing with
honestly
them.
think it was between the Lakers and the Warriors for me. Because I
Mm.
even though I didn't think the Westbrook experiment was working,
Mhm.
I thought that picking up like they had Lonnie Walker, Troy Brown,
Yeah.
Damian Jones. They got young in the off season, or at least tried to. But Lord knows that didn't work. So maybe Memphis. I don't think I trusted Memphis. Yeah,
Mm.
had the
I
Jazz
think
as
you
a top
had
flop away.
Warriors
I think I
Lakers.
had Warriors and Lakers
I
as a
think
top
so. I
two.
think because we
Yep.
both had Lakers in the
Yeah.
Western. Obviously in the Eastern, we both had the Boston
I think we
Celtics as
had
one of the
Bucks.
teams. Yeah, I
I'm
had
pretty sure
Philly.
both of us
It
had
was
Bucks. Let me see.
I
Cause you
had
know I
Philly
just keep my notes right here.
yeah, I have mine like written down. I just remember mine from that, which is a while ago. It seems like what almost seems like
Well,
6 months ago,
I'm looking
October.
at the episode notes because we did a Western Conference
Yeah,
and an Eastern Conference preview. October 20th.
yep,
Yeah,
yep.
yeah, yeah.
That's the one I'm
And
looking at too. Yeah,
yeah, yeah,
yep.
yeah. And I'm trying to think. I'm pretty sure it was between the 76ers, and I don't think I had faith in the Nets at that point. They still had Kyrie and Kevin Durant, and they had Ben Simmons, and I didn't trust them.
Me neither. I didn't
76ers.
trust him because it
Yep.
was still Ben Simmons at the time. It wasn't Harden. I don't
Mhm.
think so. I didn't trust him either. But
I didn't trust the Heat, so I do think it was the Bucks. But yeah, now here we are: Heat
here we
versus
are.
Celtics, Lakers versus Nuggets.